All right, what's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back again for another video, and it's that time of the year. There's no basketball, so all we got to talk about is rumors, and one of them is heating up about John Collins from Atlanta. So we are going to talk about this player and his potential fit with the Bulls right after this. All right, Bulls Nation. So John Collins is a player that I always wanted, right, for the Bulls. He's young, he's very athletic, a power forward, 6'9", good size. At this age, 6'9", we're not with the Kevin Garnett era or Chris Webber where your power forward needs to be like 6'11" or so. 6'9" would do it. Very lengthy, needs a little bit of weight. He can't guard the bigger guys out there, but how many big guys really are out there? So he fits the mold, I guess, of the prototypical power forward nowadays. The modern day power forward. He can stretch the floor, very gifted offensively, a bit of question defensively, his motor and all that stuff, but he puts a lot of people in posters, and he would explode here and there. So somebody that has a lot of upside. So I don't mind him being on the Bulls. Now his contract is he's making the max for his stature, 25 million, like an average for the next 5 years, I believe. And you felt like Atlanta didn't want to give him that last year, but they have to. Otherwise they'd lose him for nothing. So this is one of those things where even if you are reluctant to sign the guy, you would do it, go over the cap. Otherwise, you're not going to get the same player of his caliber, and this is what happens. And I maintain that even with the Bulls as well. Like even if you are one of those guys who does not believe that Zach deserves the max, you almost have to do it to this extent. Like the Atlanta Hawks, instead of making him lose for nothing or get garbage, at least right now you still have him in your back pocket and you can trade him for assets. With him, I really don't mind him having to the Bulls. The Bulls has more of a 3-year plan when they traded 3 first-round picks and signed DeMar DeRozan. Kind of like a win-now mode, but not necessarily, because we have some young guys as well. So we're in a good spot where we're not like the Lakers, who has no draft capital for the next 5 years, no young assets outside of THT, which is, I don't know, man. That's a bit of a stretch there, but we do have, let's say, Lonzo Ball is pretty young. Zach is still young. Ayo, and then Patrick Williams. And then if you add Collins in the mix, then, you have a good mix of, kind of like a win now mode / if you don't, you're not completely screwed. However, if you think about it, what would Atlanta want for somebody like Collins? He's a player in this game. I can't imagine Atlanta just, settling for, I don't know, some random players out there, DJ or Vucevic. They won't. They have Clint Capella. The rumors were Lonzo Ball. And with Lonzo, I don't mind, if it's straight Lonzo and salary filler, for example, Lonzo and, somebody else, for example. I don't know, who's a salary filler out there, Troy Brown Jr. or somebody like that. I don't mind at all. But if we're talking about like Lonzo and Patrick Williams and a first round pick, that's where I'll be like, I don't know if that's all worth it for John Collins. And I'm vocal about keeping Patrick Williams because I believe he's our best asset. And not because necessarily I believe he's going to be like Kawhi. I hope he becomes like Kawhi. But he is our best asset because of his youth, potential, the physical attributes that he does have. And not only that, like some teams, most teams coveted Williams on our roster. No one would really, like, DeMar is our best player, but everyone knows he's older. He's Zach, people like Zach as well, but to a degree because of what he is about to make. So realistically, our 2 best assets are our future Ayo, because he's making so little, and Patrick Williams. And I'm not completely in love with with Patrick Williams, but if I'm gonna deal him, I want to deal him in a larger scale, not for Gobert or John Collins. Somebody like a star, a game changer, Like, if Kevin Durant becomes available, like let's just say hypothetically that he becomes available, and he goes, he wanted to trade. Who would Brooklyn Nets want from us? Alex Caruso and Vooch and no, the package would start with Patrick Williams. We don't have any draft picks, right? So you go for young talent, young assets, and he's our only one, honestly. So, and I'm not saying we're gonna get KD, not per se KD, but like a difference maker. For example, if that ever comes to fruition, and he's also making so little, Patrick Williams, that I really don't like. What is the difference going to be massive between John Collins and Patrick Williams production wise? Maybe offensively, perhaps, but how much points would he give away defensively? Because Patrick Williams was just injured last year. When healthy, he's one of the best defenders on the Bulls, if not in the NBA. We've seen sample size of him, and he could defend. If John Collins can defend like Patrick Williams, I have no problem packaging Williams with Lonzo Ball with him. But just, and also that just shows you what the trade value of John Collins is. Same as Christian Wood. We could have gotten Christian Wood with that package that the Mavericks offered. So I think the Bulls should just stand pat here. Hold what they do have with a 20-year-old forward. He might end up being like this. He's like 6'7". He's shown flashes. Defensively, he's already better, in my opinion. Give him some time, And again, that's one thing on his side, is that he still has that potential label in him. Plus, you look at him, he's a physical specimen. Long arms, big hands. He can jump as well. Very simple. His game is methodical. So, but don't get me wrong, I do love the idea of John Collins if we do get him, right? Like if the package is right. And by right, I mean Lonzo, salary filler, and I don't even mind attaching the 18th pick for that, for that asking price for John Collins. I'd rather get him than Rudy Gobert because of the salary. Because John Collins' salary is not gonna handicap the Bulls compared to Rudy Gobert, and also you get rid of Lonzo Ball's contract as well. And I like Lonzo's game, but there's so many question marks with him right now. His health, plus with the emergence of Io, we need maybe he is expendable at this point. Maybe maybe I know the value of Lonzo, his defense, his court awareness, his playmaking, and all that stuff. And Io wasn't exactly, he didn't exactly replicate that in the playoffs. But you gotta understand, Io is just a rookie. He's evolving. This year, he gained more experience, so maybe he'll be better. He still wouldn't grow to 6'6" like Lonzo is. But hey, if he's better now with Caruso, and we get Levine, and maybe we can bolster our backcourt, then Lonzo might be expendable for a power forward of need like him. And you never know, in middle of the season there might be some trades and all that stuff that could happen. But if Patrick Williams is involved, I'll take a flyer. I really would. This is kind of like Jeremy Grant, where you put Patrick Williams in Detroit, he'll be Jeremy Grant. So. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this trade. I like the prospect. Don't get me wrong. I like John Collins. He's a very terrific player, but to a certain degree, So let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. And if you're not yet, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.